Sonny Duke Okosin, your host on the program. I have with me on set already our panelists for today on the program. I'd like to thank very specially a profound author, public affairs commentator, politician, a former governorship candidate in the Edo State governorship election. I'd like to thank very specially Bishop Akhalame. Bishop, many thanks for joining us.
Good morning, International.
Your book launch is coming up on Sunday, tomorrow.
Yeah,
wow,
tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I also have with us former two-time commissioner in Edo State, Barrister Washington Osausi. For many thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. How are you?
We have with us, I'm good. We also have with us in the studio a very good friend, Bishop Austin Igbasan. Bishop Austin, thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
And I want to thank you guys for your patience to get this program on course this beautiful Saturday morning. Obviously, the most trending issue right now is the invasion of the National Assembly and then the consequent sack of the director of DSS, the Director General of Department of State Services, Lawal Daura. Well, we know a new man has taken charge in the helm of affairs of that security outfit, and so much is coming forth. For some people, they are unfounded. For some other people, these are just the substance of the whole issue. Well, the Nigerian police chief, talking about IGP Ibrahim Idris, has since submitted an internal report on that action to the acting president. That has also set tongues wagging. Gentlemen, thank you again for coming on the program. Let me start with you, Bishop Austin Igbasan. The invasion of the National Assembly by the special forces, so to speak, from DSS, from some perspectives, it was a proactive action by the sacked DG to forestall law and order at the National Assembly. And for some people, he's been sacrificed for that. Do you subscribe to that?
Definitely, if we are going to talk about that invasion, we will look at some of the operations of the DSS in the time past. You also remember that there was a time Akwa Ibom governor was invaded the government house and was also kept on house arrest, and some documents were carted out. If you take your mind back also, you remember that on a strange assignment, strange operation, judicial officers were invaded at night. So it is not a new thing for the kind of operation that came on board. And I want to believe very strongly that what happened was unconstitutional. Some persons are trying to polish it, and I know in a few days from now, you are going to see the cosmetic part of the report, the cosmetic part of it, that is going to go another direction to indict some persons. But I felt that from the beginning of this administration, the National Assembly have been on a very, very strong, do I call it monitoring or persecution and all the rest. So I want to believe that the invasion is unconstitutional and it's not good for our democracy. Whatever way is going to be made up, they're going to make up. And I say, in a few days from now, you're going to see the make-up story of what is happening. That man is sacrificed, and I believe that he did not act alone. He cannot wake up and just take such step. He must have been informed by some powers to take such action. So, but I feel that that is not healthy for our democracy. It's not today that people, if you are going to say, oh, there's going to be further breakdown of law and order within the National Assembly, by the grace of God, it's not today that people have been fighting in National Assembly. And if you remember vividly, after a particular fight, a senator lost his life in the course of the fight inside the National Assembly. So if we're going to say people are going to beat themselves, the highest they will do, we have seen the stealing of the maize, so to say, and up to today, I'm not sure anybody is in court over that particular issue. So what I feel is that what has happened is an aberration. I think it should be condemned by all. And it is not only that they have started this kind of operation, it is this Gestapo way of carrying out this kind of thing. Of course, the National Assembly has its own security networking. There are security officers, both plainclothes officers and uniform officers within the National Assembly. that if anything is to to happen there, and I felt that the leadership of the National Assembly ought to be carried along if there's going to be something of that nature. I watched a scene where a woman from Port Harcourt, I think Rivers State, have to face one of the officers and say, "Shoot me, I dare you to shoot me." And that woman made a statement that's supposed to go down the heart of everybody. The woman asked, "Is it the democracy that Jonathan handed over to you? Shoot me." And we want such kind of people to be in position of power. Say, "Shoot me, I dare you to shoot me. I am coming to do my job here." Is it the democracy that was handed over to you people? Should we now say every ammunition should be inside the National Assembly? It's only in Nigeria you see, even a student riot the other day in Ihogbe, you see police carry more than 25 rifles. We are two secondary schools are having rift within themselves. You don't see this one, even in Ghana here.
Okay, let me proceed there. Barrister Washington Osifo, there's been calls for a comprehensive investigation into this incident, but we know that the police has already submitted an interim report to the acting president. Do you think that was an action in a hurry?
Well, before I dwell on that, permit me to take us back a little, just to respond to some of the things my big brother just said. That is to say that there's even nothing to celebrate from what the lady said. And there are positions we get to in life. We have to mind our statements. If what she said that Nigerians should celebrate is simply, is this the democracy Jonathan handed over to you, then it means that that person is not in Nigeria and that person is already partisan. And the National Assembly that I know that we sent people to represent us is not to represent the party, but to represent the views and interests of the entire Nigeria. So for me, that is not it's not something to score or anything to be for that woman to be remembered for. Now, talking about the issue of whether they were in a hurry to write a report or not. Well, today is Saturday, and as the Inspector General of Police, intelligence gathering is part of his job. Proactiveness is part of his job. He should not tell me that he does not have an inkling of what happened. He may not have the entire gamut of what happened, but through intelligence gathering. And intelligence gathering is not, it doesn't take eternity. You and I that are not trained to do the job, it could be strange to us, but to him, who rose through the ranks and today is an IG, his network, you know, are plethora and also several. So for me, it is not too early. It shouldn't have been tomorrow. It should have been when he did it. And again, I also want to, you know, by way of sounding a lot of caution. I speak here today. I'm a member of APC, fine. But I'm not going to speak as a member of APC. I'm going to speak as a Nigerian. I'm going to speak as a God-fearing person. I'm going to speak as somebody that the way I've always been known for, who knows the truth and I respect the truth. Okay? If you say the truth, you belong to any political party or otherwise, then it strengthens your position more than anything. Now, I am here to speak as a Nigerian. And whatever we are going to say today, condemning or appraising the job of what Dara and his men did there, is already condemned by all parties, whether PDP, whether APC, the presidency, or whoever it is highly condemned. Yeah. You know, but what we must also do, let us not put the cart before the horse. A report has been written. Let us not prejudge that this, you will see what this report will do. They will try to water it down and all of that. Let us try to believe in a system and try to see what will come out of it before we start criticizing. For instance, if it doesn't suit what we thought, a report we have written when we are not the IG, we are not in the rank and even in a rank and file to write the report. If we have written our own personal report, just like very many of us we are fond of doing, if it doesn't suit you, if whatever is released is not what you wrote in your consciousness or in your home library, then you call it false report. No, let it come out. When it comes out, we are men of intelligence. Yeah. We will also criticize and analyze it and come out with a position that will be widely rejected or accepted by fellow Nigerians. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Bishop Akalame, I heard someone say, well, Lawal Dara paid the penalty for frustrating attempts to impeach the Senate president or the leadership of the Senate and install a new leadership. Is there any substance in that perspective, in your opinion?
Thank you very much. Before I will give you answer to that question, I want to take a little general overview of what transpired in the National Assembly.
Were you there, or it was based on the gamut of information available to you?
Information available to me.
Okay.
I will have equally taken our torchlight into what has happened.
Okay.
As a patriotic Nigerian.
Okay.
But we cannot be here and begin to see things like this happening. My brother, this is a country we love so much. We want to see Nigeria as one of the best in the world. But the people that were entrusted this country in their hands are taking us to where we don't intend to go. And as such, Nigeria has become a reference point where people are making reference with negativity. What happened in the National Assembly was a show of shame. The impunity, the injustice we are talking about is what transpired there. My brother, what business do the DSS have with the legislative business? Stopping people who were going to their offices for their duty given to them by the Constitution, stopping them. It was a national disgrace, a democratic insult. Let me tell you something. The guy has paid the ultimate price. He's sacked from his exotic office. When this issue happened, when we were discussing, I said in my recommendation that a full probing investigation should be directed toward what happened in the National Assembly. Because things don't just happen. Why has it become a tradition and a custom for some desperados, politicians who do not mean well for this country, want to crave to power in perpetuity? As a result, they begin to do what is not, what ordinarily should not be encouraged. The information which knows and what we have gotten, like what my high respected barrister just said, that the issue was condemned by all parties. I was happy when I heard that even the APC condemned the act. But they made a U-turn. I became sad when I saw that U-turn.
What was the U-turn? What was the U-turn?
The U-turn was that the man would have been sacked. That what happened, the reason why the DSS went to the National Assembly is to prevent Saraki not to incite violence in the public. So they have to quickly go there. If they have not got it there, property would have been destroyed, life would have been lost. When you begin to hear things like this, a man will say one thing tomorrow, and today saying another thing. As a politician, if you want people to respect you, you must obey the law of Congress. Your action must harmonize with your words. You don't say one thing today and tomorrow you are saying another thing because of politics. Now, the man has been sacked. What I want us to do is this. We should find out who gave the order, who gave the directive to the DG of the DSS. He did not he did not act on his own. But the report reaching us now by the police, the tele report is that some politicians whose names are not mentioned yet were also responsible for what has happened. That they were the one that planned this. I call it coup. What is coup?
Well, this may just be speculation. Yeah.
My brother, what is speculation here? What's speculation here? If the same person said that they had to go there, that means they were even aware that the DSS were there. My brother, let's call the space because what the feedback I'm getting right now, when you go to social media, see what is happening in the international community, what they are saying about us. This is not democracy. This is fascism. Even if you want this man to be impeached, the Saraki, there are processes. If If you're in the class, I say it in your sister's station, if you're in the class must have a monitor. If the class say, oh, monitor, we are not doing our job, we don't call our teacher to teach us, please go. So we have senators. They need to talk on the senator to impeach Saraki. Then if the person is not comfortable with that, they should go to court. Then they cannot go to court, they should wait, let the man finish his tenure. So all these tension everywhere, and we are not moving forward. We are not busy talking, moving around the circle. It's uncalled for.
Okay, let me proceed there. Bishop Austin Igbasa, the information that came out immediately this incident took place was that the acting president was not in the know of the action of the DSS. In other words, he wasn't carried along. What do you make of that? Because he was saying that the U-turn by the ruling party tends to suggest that they were aware all along about this action by the DSS and all of that.
With what the U-turn they made yesterday, it's like I always tell people, I said, witch cried last night and the baby died this morning. You definitely begin to trace the death of the child to what I said at the beginning before the barrister responded was what I praised in that woman was the boldness of the woman to face a masked armed man and say, dare to shoot me. That was what I praised in that woman. That attitude of, I am ready to die for what I am voted to do. So I want to quickly correct that I'm ready to die for what I'm voted. I'm voted to come here and discuss the development of Nigeria. If you are here to shoot me, go ahead and shoot me. That was what has made our country to get to where we are now, because nobody is able to face somebody with gun. But if a woman can do that in the midst of other men who are running away, who don't want to die young, if a woman can do that, I think that woman must be given an award to stand before a man that is ready to shoot, because bullet is free in Nigeria. So, and the woman says, shoot me. I dare you to shoot me. I am going to this. And after that report, it was that woman that opened up for other people to go in. So that woman must be commended. That the woman is able to stand despite her gender. So that woman can be a governor of a state. Somebody who is able to face threat and stand and say, this is my stand. I am standing on the constitutional right that empowered me to be in this chamber to discuss. So whatever is your job, you go ahead and shoot. So I come back to say, if the people said they are not, the first, I think what makes the APC to condemn the act was the outcry of international community and all over the way people were, the response that was coming immediately that early morning. Because at the end of the day, if you look at what they said yesterday, they said what the man did was right. What was done was right. And another story is already being used to back it up. So if eventually you supported it at the first instance, and you are now saying, oh, it is not like this. I remember a lot of people come out and say, we condemn it, we condemn it, we condemn it. At the end of the day, they said they never condemned it. That was the right thing. That was why I said just now that by the grace of God, in a few days from now, you will see the cosmetic part of the story that will be added. We have seen it in our country here. When we came up with the issue of Baba Chai Lawal, the president came out and said the man is on a clean bill of health, but we insisted. So when my barrister said we should not preempt it, we should preempt it, because if we don't preempt it in Nigeria, we already see where the thing is going to. But the man came out and said he's on a clean bill of health. The issue of chief of army staff, he came out and said the man has clean bill of health, that the man can have houses for his wives in Dubai. The same person who said anybody that have a house, any civil servant outside, he defended the man, that the man did it with salary. So we already know in this country that when a report come out, there are people inside the chamber working on how to cosmetically, and the cosmetic part of it is what we are saying. You will see very soon that some persons will be mentioned from the opposition party that they are the one that orchestrate what has happened in National Assembly. By the grace of God, you see it between now and the next Friday, you will see that it will come up and you see police, SSL will be going after some persons that have been penciled down as an enemy of government. I want to now come back to your point by saying the acting president is not in the know. In this same station, you remember vividly when the issue of CJN came on board, and the man was acting president, and we said something on this station, and we said in 48 hours the man should act as a professor, as a teacher, as an erudite scholar, as a pastor, as a senior advocate of Nigeria, that know that this man, I said it will go down the archive of faculty of law all over Africa if he failed to install that man. because people will know that this is a man who is a teacher of law. Professor Osibanjo is the father to many lawyers today by the grace of God, including the respected member of Lagos, was a student of this man. So for him to act in that shows that he was not carried along, because even the report I got was that he did not attend to the man himself. He was so annoyed of what happened, was so ashamed of what happened, that it was now Akande that was given this thing to give to the man. So it shows that this man has the heart to respect the sanctity of the three different arms of government. So for him to be acting president and not be carried along shows you that there are cabal in government who felt that you can be an acting president by statement, but by actions we will report to you.
Okay, let me proceed there. If you just join us, it's Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. Once again, we thank you for keeping a date with us on the program this week. In a short while, our studio line will be open, so you can also call and be part of the conversation or the invasion of the National Assembly and the sack of the Director General of the Department of State Services, of course, who has since been replaced with an acting Director General. Barrister Washington Sifo, people have said that all of this that is happening in the National Assembly, particularly, is about 2019. To what extent do you think that is true?
Well, it would be strange to say that it has nothing to do with 2019, or some elements of it has nothing to do with 2019. But I think, as a student of history, let's put this thing into proper perspective. If we are here to analyze what happened at the National Assembly, then reports we get must even flow from what we saw, and in taking it beyond that, you recall vividly that the Senate leader, together with the SSA to the President of National Assembly Matters, and even the government of APC, collectively appealed to the leadership of the National Assembly to come briefly from their recess to address to some very pressing national issues. Of course, that borders, one of which borders on the conduct of election, funding INEC and all of that. And of course, to also approve the environment, for government to spend so that the government is not shut down. That was the reason. Now, on whose interest? The reason why I asked this question, so take us back, on whose interest was it that that house should be opened on that day? It was more on the interest of APC as the ruling party. It was more on the interest of government, because government was going to be shut down. Okay. And if government shuts down, then the first entity that will take the first bullet will be the APC government and APC party. Now, Nigerians will take it from there. If I appeal to you to please open your door, why do you think I will also set you up to say, don't open this door, don't do that? When it was in my interest that my food that I'm going to eat is in your house. So the National Assembly, what happened there on that day? Again, the question I want to ask, such that when we're making our contribution, we don't leave certain things out and even set a more dangerous trap for the person we think we are trying to protect, which is the acting president. Now, if you say the acting president said he was not carried along, the question that would naturally follow, what would have been is, would he have acted differently if he were carried along? Meaning that he would have let Daura be. That's why, or he would have authorized Daura to go ahead. Or he would have authorized Daura to go ahead. That is the necessary question. Now, if you make that argument that he said, it is not a defense to say that the acting president, as if he said so, assuming without considering that he said so. I am not aware that he said so. Assuming without considering that he said so, should it be a defense that he was not carried along? Was that the reason why he fired Daura? The answer is no. Will the head of a security outfit that knows his honors, will it do something to stop an invasion of a national entity when it happens next time? The answer is yes. Now, what did he do that was wrong? If you are there to forestall invasion, you are there to protect, to ensure peace, what you should do, your actions should predicate that. Stay around. Don't give them unhindered access to the chambers. Protect them and let them do their job. Yeah. Why mask Why mask? These are elements of what he did that people should query, that he didn't do well. You see, he acted disgracefully and he was not professional.
Yeah.
Why mask up before the entire world? You say you are doing a legitimate job and you are masking up. That is wrong. Okay? Why stop them from having legitimate access to their chambers when the government called them to be? I want to tell you, the reason why he was fired was because he became an agent against the will of government. The will of government says that National Assembly, they pleaded with them to resume, to call off their vacation and resume to act on urgent national issues. Okay. They came and they met a man there trying to stop them from doing what they were appealed to come and do. Okay. Now, who should take the blame? Now, it is not even a matter of paying the supreme price. You see, there are overzealous officers.
So who should take the blame? Excuse me, who should take the blame? Because you asked that question.
Now, yes. In talking about who takes the blame or not, I will only, if you ought to do something to check SSs and you didn't do it, you will take the blame. In this case, nobody takes the blame, somebody takes the commendation. The commendation is that what was done was spontaneous and what was done was firing in, such that other sisters agencies will also learn. Let me tell you, there has been this conflict between this same Dara, the former, as he then was the SSS, DSS boss, and Magu, the EFCC. It's report and counter report. You can't really tell what is wrong with him. He does something as an overexcited officer, and at the end of the day, you know, he looks like a houseboy that is so excited. You know, and he does something in a way that brings embarrassment to the master when the visitors are there. And you begin to ask, what are you doing? For me, and before very many reasonable persons, he behaved disgracefully. He was not on top of his job. Those he was supposed to protect, he embarrassed them and he embarrassed the nation. And he stopped the access to the National Assembly, for which the executive begged appeal to call recess and come and do some urgent steps or some national urgent matters and all of that. For doing that, he truncated government.
And so he deserved to be fired.
He deserved to be fired.
All right, let me proceed there. Bishop Akalame, what's the implication of all of this for 2019? Because some have said that from the look of things, it doesn't look like the issue of leadership in the National Assembly is a thing of the past just yet.
Well, a lot of implication. Let me say something very important. We are told here now that we are supposed to open the chamber for restrictive business, that the nation may crumble if they don't reconvene. The question I asked the very first day I got this message was, why was Mr. President submitting the budget for the election very late? I am not a lawyer, but the Constitution has become a manual to every patriotic Nigerian that we have to look at every day. We're told that anything that is not done 6 months before election cannot stand. As we speak right now, the amended Electoral Act B, which the National Assembly has said to Mr. President has not been accepted to. The chairman of the INEC posited about 2 weeks ago that he said he doesn't know how he's going to conduct the general election without the Electoral Act, because it has been amended, but the amendment has not accepted to it. A lot of amendments are there. The thing is there. Even the Senate President Bukola Saraki made mention of it when he called for work a briefing. Now, you need funds for the INEC to perform their duty, and you are taking it to them 7 months before election. You see, for God's sake, these people cannot just sign this money. They have to be in negotiation, talking, brainstorming to see whether they can approve of this money for some time. They should not be in a hurry. Now, tell me, and the INEC needs a lot of time because there are items that need long time for procurement. So, it's not even the part of the executive or the legislature that is delaying or shutting down the economy, but the presidency. Because on their own, they have not been doing their job as at the time they were supposed to do it. 2019 is the issue. But the only thing I normally say to them is that if we not bring our party first before the interest of the country, it shows that we are not patriotic. Why did I say so? So many people choose to respect their party more than this country. But the question I'm going to tell them is this. Assuming there is no Nigeria, I don't think there will be APC, there will be PDP, there will be PDC. It is because we have a country that we talk about in terms of political parties. They want to play that loyalty to our country, their political party. There is a statement that the former president of USS said, the Theodore. He said, what do you need to do as a person when you say you are patriotic? He said, you must ensure that any policy that comes from the government that is not good, you go against it. You must make sure you love your country. You must make sure you don't become an enemy of the kind of government you are practicing, whether you are practicing democracy. That is what we are supposed to do. The question I ask again is, what are these Save Nigeria group today? Where are they? This is the time we need them. Save Nigeria group, where are they? Where are these conscious paying intellectuals? Where are they?
They are recess.
They are back. They have gone on sabbatical leave. Then our beautiful country is adrift. We are difficult to see. My brother, when I sit down and I begin to think about Nigeria, I weep. Today, because Nigeria has been handed over to bad managers. People who do not mean well for this country. What they are talking about is attacking their party. They forget that the reason why they are going to power is to solve the people's problem. Not your party's problem, the people's problem. 2019, whether we like it or not, I am happy now that there is reorientation already. Natural reorientation. The people, they are now well oriented. The education is now there. 2019 is not going to be as business as usual. On my own now, as I told you before, I have a movement I have, which I call Movement for a Better Leadership. 2019, I told them, go and get your PVC. Any leader you have not seen in your constituency over these years, vote him out. Once they are there, they don't pick us, they don't reply to text messages, they become arrogant. It is only here in Nigeria we see leaders who are very arrogant.
5,000, 10,000 and they just do this.
They're just proud.
5,000 naira, 10,000 and they turn the table against you. That's what I'm saying.
Let me say something.
Yes.
Let me say something. I said in this country, people today politicians, they now run public office as if they run private office, their own personal office. They raise their shoulders so high for the people they take to serve. My brother, let me say this. If I don't say this, I'll be so angry. I visited the House of Assembly here in Edo State here twice. I discovered the system now is that if you are coming to see the person, a member representing you, you need to call him first. If he does not pick that call there, you may not see him.
Okay.
Is that system? Is that democracy?
Let me proceed there. Today, there is a by-election taking place in Katsina State. And the interesting thing about this by-election into, I think, Katsina North, is that two brothers are contesting for that election. One brother is in the APC, the other brother is in the PDP. This is what politics should be about. But just to let you know that we'll also be looking at, on the concluding side, the issues that have also trailed party politics in Edo State. Of course, some time ago, we saw an aggregate of youths criticizing the party, criticizing the government over what it described as not being given the benefit of working for the party in the last election. We will conclude on that part of the conversation today. Before we call it a wrap, some youths a couple of days back came together, reacted that they were not being given their fair share after the 2015 election, which of course brought the present administration on board. And then we had a counter protest, a counter reaction, and all that has been happening. I'd like to get your views on it, Bishop Austin Igbasa.
I if people...
Now, we're coming back to the stomach infrastructure theory that Ayo Fayose brought on board some time ago.
You know, it is easy to condemn some things like, I always tell people, because I watch people who said if they are given opportunity to be in power, they will fumigate and furnish the whole place. And eventually some of them will help them to get there. And at the end of the day, they were worse than people that were trying to uproot from where they were sitting. So I feel that those who came out to protest, they are protesting because they were not carried along, and what they expected, the juice that's supposed to come to them, was not given to them. And not that the juice is not coming out, but the diversion of the juice, that is, it's not going to the appropriate quarter where it ought to go. If it is talking about, it is not business as usual, what we are doing is that there is not no juice available. You will now say, okay, somebody have made a change somewhere. But it is, the issue is that the juice is coming out, but it's going to, is limited to some few set of people, where the real people who really worked and stay all around, who expected their own juice to flow into them, is not being given to them. So I feel that what is important...
Is this about the juicers that, you know, there's no money to throw around like it's always been in the past, no money to share, but these funds are being directed towards the development of the state, as it were?
I don't want to believe it. The money they are using to buy vote, is it from heaven? Is it not the same money that the people have? In the last election here, police were snapping for people, snapping, say which party you go for, collect your money there. They were helping people to snap. So what are we talking about? Let us not come to that self-righteousness. That is why I made the parable that just now, the Jews are coming out. Even more mix are coming out, milk are coming out more than before. But the thing is limited to some few set of people. And those who felt they walk inside the rain and sun, they are not carried along. Okay. So it is not that we are shifted from where? Shifted from where? Okay. I mentioned something just like before we came into the studio. I said something was talked about certificate falsification of somebody. It has been narrowed down. But we remember in this country that Iko Ekweremadu and Saraki were taken to court, and police were pushing them up and down that something about the point of order of the house had been adulterated. The same people who were running up and down pursuing these two men, they are all doing silent night now.
Okay, let me get Barrister Washington Osifo on the protests by youths over stomach infrastructure. Is it that what they call it?
Well, but please permit me to, for the purpose of enlightenment.
We're out of time.
No, I'll be very quick.
We're out of time.
Please permit me, for the purpose of, if at all, just to say this. At least we need to allay the fears in the minds of the people that whatever is happening at the National Assembly, at the presidency, with regards to the budget, passing the budget of INEC, will not disturb the elections, because there is an existing law. The fact that the president has refused to assent to bill forwarded to him from the National Assembly does not automatically repeal the existing Electoral Act.
Okay, that could just be a strategy.
Even if elections, I am saying this to say that the INEC chairman didn't say, like he said, that he's confused.
Okay, can you just respond?
If elections are to be conducted or conducted, if things remain the way they are now, on the basis of the existing or instant Electoral Act, just to say that. Okay. But talking about the youth, I mean, you see, the beauty of politics is that it offers all manners of persons the platform to make demands. That is what democracy is all about. The youth of APC, they came, some of them, they made they aired their views, and those views are already, were also, it called for a meeting, and the views are being addressed and all of that. And people will continue to agitate. Politics is all about agitation. Okay. You know, what matters is how do you drive home your point. If your points are not Gestapo in nature, your points are responsive, your points are obey the rules of the law, of course you will get what you want.
Bishop Akala, last word from you.
Yeah. I think the time has come for us to jettison stomach infrastructure. Okay. But I think that was the reason why the youth in Edo State were protesting. Because we were now used to a system where some few individuals were now built, become multi-millionaire overnight. You know, via through what is happening now, that even the people who voted there, they can't even eat. Okay. So now that what they were getting is no longer coming under this administration, there's need for protest. But I believe that is what it's supposed to be. that once you are a governor, you should know that the fund they're supposed to channel for similar infrastructure, channel to infrastructural development.
All right, thank you very much, Bishop Akhalame. Barrister Washington, delight to have you here. Bishop Austin Ibasan, thank you for coming. I want to say big thanks to my very good friend, the Okao of Ikbe, Egenaya Yori Ekoswe Yagedo, one of our regular fans on the program Politics Today. Congratulations to you. Okay, that's our program for today and for this week. Be sure to join us next week, Saturday. We'll be here again with another exciting edition of the program. My name is Sonny Duke Okosun. Wishing you a great weekend.